Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're here again to sift through the sources, find those crucial nuggets, really just for you. Today, we're stepping onto the green, metaphorically speaking, mostly, but with a really interesting focus, how innovation, specifically technology, is changing a pretty traditional game golf.
Yeah, we've got some compelling material today. It's all centered around this specific piece of golf tech. It's called the LaunchBox by a company called TruGolf. And the description that caught my eye was all new, go anywhere, do anything launch monitor. Yeah, now for anyone maybe not deep into golf tech, a launch monitor is basically a device, often quite sophisticated, that tracks what your ball does right after you hit it. And the club too. Gives you immediate, objective feedback. And when we talk about, say, tightening your dispersion, that just means getting your shots to land closer together, more consistency, hitting your target more often. So our mission for this deep dive is really to unpack this thing. What is the LaunchBox? How does it actually work? And why is it being talked about? Is this tool to make better golf easier anytime, anywhere?
And what's really fascinating here, I think, right off the bat, is that this isn't just, another gadget for your garage simulator. The material makes a point of saying it was actually used by Sky Sports during the 153rd British Open at Royal Portrush.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of professional use, that immediately tells you something. It speaks volumes about its capabilities, right?
Yeah.
Especially accuracy and reliability. You don't use something flaky in a broadcast like that.
Yeah, that's a huge stamp of approval, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, okay, for you listening, our goal here is to show you exactly how this technology aims to give you that precise data you need, the kind that can genuinely help improve your game. So let's maybe start with the fundamental problem it's trying to solve. For most of us amateur golfers, getting better is tough without constant, reliable feedback. You hit a shot, feels okay maybe, but you don't really know why it sliced or why it hooked, or even how far it actually carried in the air. How does something like the LaunchBox start to tackle that core challenge?
That's precisely it. That's where it comes in. The beauty of the LaunchBox, based on this material, seems to be this combination of portability, you can take it anywhere, and professional grade data capture. You see, it mentions using dual high-speed cameras. Now, that sounds technical, but it's not just marketing fluff. It's actually critical because a lot of older or maybe less sophisticated launch monitors, they can struggle, especially outdoors. They might struggle to accurately measure things like, say, spin rate or spin axis, which are super important. But these dual cameras, they allow the LaunchBox to measure ball speed, launch angle, club speed, and crucially, those spin numbers, apparently with incredible precision. So it means you're getting consistent, reliable data, the kind of data that, used to require much bigger fixed setups, more expensive ones too.
Okay, so it's not just about getting some numbers. It's about getting the right numbers, the accurate ones. And the source emphasizes the simplicity too. It says you simply place it down and swing. So once you do that, what kind of insights does this precise data give you? Right there on this little screen. How does that immediately help you understand, maybe fix a problem in your swing?
Right, that's a crucial question because just getting raw data, that can be overwhelming, can't it? The real nugget here, I think, isn't just knowing, say, how far your 7-iron went. It's understanding why your shots might be consistently going offline, for instance. So the LaunchBox, it can show you things like your club path, the direction your club is moving through impact, and also your club face angle at the moment it hits the ball. You might feel like you're swinging perfectly straight towards the target, but the data could reveal maybe a subtle out to in path or perhaps a slightly open club face. We might be talking just a degree or two, but as any golfer knows, that tiny difference is huge. It's the difference between a straight shot and, a big slice into the trees. Getting that kind of specific, nuanced feedback is almost impossible just by eye. And it's absolutely fundamental if you want to tighten that dispersion we talked about. Lower your scores. It's really about diagnosing the root cause of the problem, not just seeing the symptom, which is the ball flying crooked.
That makes sense. Moving from just guessing or feeling to actually knowing the why behind the shot. That's powerful. Now, okay, beyond the immediate feedback on the device itself, the material talks quite a bit about its connection to something called E6 Golf, which it describes as the industry's leading simulation software. What's the real significance there? When you connect this portable hardware to that kind of powerful software, how does that integration really amplify the value for a golfer trying to improve?
Yeah, that connection seems key. If we connect this to the bigger picture, it's really about turning what could just be a data capture device into a whole training ecosystem. E6 Golf, from what the material says, isn't just like playing video game golf on famous courses, though it does that too. It's apparently a really deep platform. It has robust practice modes, detailed swing analysis tools, maybe even instructional content built in. So the LaunchBox captures the really precise data about your shot. It's exactly the what. And then E6 Golf provides the environment to actually use and apply that data. So you can hit balls on a virtual driving range, see the shot flight instantly projected, sure, but then you can also maybe dive into specific training drills, maybe drills that use your recorded data to pinpoint areas you need to work on, like practicing wedge shots into a virtual green with exact yardages, exact lie conditions simulated. It essentially takes the insights from the LaunchBox.
The numbers.
Right, the numbers and the why, and turns them into actionable practice steps. But within this rich, immersive practice world.
Okay, so it sounds like it really bridges that gap, the
Yeah.
gap between understanding what you just did wrong or right, and then immediately being able to practice and refine it. But in a controlled, simulated environment. So the core promise seems to be this blend, engineered for accuracy, but designed for simplicity, bringing that precise, measured data for everything from your longest drives to your shortest chips, right to your fingertips, whether you're just hitting balls at the range or you've got a more serious indoor setup.
Exactly. It's essentially making these sophisticated analytical tools the kind that were maybe only accessible to pros or coaches with expensive setups or maybe high-end training centers, making them genuinely accessible to, well, potentially anyone. So yeah, it's not just a measuring tool in isolation. It's presented as a whole system, especially with that E6 link built to hopefully accelerate your improvement and just make practicing golf more engaging, more effective. It kind of becomes your personal training partner in a way.
And I guess for you, the listener, the real aha moment here might be that combination. The ease of use, just place it down and swing, combined with getting that pro-level insight. The idea that you get this integrated display that instantly shows a detailed overview of every shot, and then you have the option for that deep dive into E6 Golf. It means that high-level analysis, targeted practice, stuff that used to seem really complex or maybe just too extensive, is now potentially incredibly easy to access for anyone serious about their game. So maybe the final thought to leave you with is, what does this all actually mean for the future? The future of practicing golf, learning golf. If a device like this, engineered for accuracy, designed for simplicity, can truly bring professional-grade insights, plus a whole training ecosystem to anyone, anywhere, does that fundamentally change things? Does it change how quickly, how effectively you can master this notoriously difficult game? Could it genuinely make better golf easier for everyone?